Hi, Aries. I am doing your love stitch spread. We are checking on your energy in love. We're looking at the situation, your energy around the situation, the person who you're thinking of, their energy around the situation, your energy together. We're going to look for some energy you don't see coming, get a possible outcome, and we're going to get some advice too. Let's do it. We're calling in our angels and guides of the highest vibrations of love and light because I don't want to talk to anyone else. And this is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and prominent placements. Okay. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands, and the Hanged Man. So really, Aries, what it looks like is this is Fast and Furious. Something Fast and Furious happened. Wheel of Fortune, fairy tale dream story, but also being in the right place at the right time, divine timing, something working out for you in a very energetic way. And here we've got the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So we have a pair here. They're not a matching pair, but they can be a collaborative pair. The Queen is feeling solid, stable, secure. She feels like she has a good grasp and good grounding on what it is that she wants, what her truth is, what she sends all of her energy to. She's very grounded and safe. She knows what to do with the resources and the assets. And then we've got this King of Wands who has lots of energy. And it's like she helps this King of Wands direct the energy. And here's the Hanged Man. It's like, I basically feel like this is somebody, like the whole thing is about like sticking with it, staying put, not going anywhere for a while. And ultimately, this is learning something new, but learning something new together and learning something new by seeing different perspectives, but like seeing life through each other's eyes kind of thing. Let's see, I want to clarify this Hanged Man. Okay, and then we have this Queen of Wands. Now, and she's reversed with the Hanged Man. I don't feel like this is another person. I feel like this is an extension of the Queen of Pentacles. And so here we have this part of the personality. And then here we have another part of the personality, which actually is in alignment with this King of Wands, the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. They're the divine pair. This Queen of Wands, though, is reversed. And so in this Hanged Man, clarifying the Hanged Man, the Queen of Wands part of yourself is still trying to figure out like kind of what your divine purpose is. How are you supposed to be reflecting source in this situation? How are you supposed to be channeling source in this situation? Maybe not supposed to be, but what is your divine gift in this situation that you're channeling through into your environment? But there is time. There's time to figure this out or to let it channel through you instead of using brain power to figure it out. It's just kind of allowing. Okay, I like this. I like how this is going, Aries. Let's take a look at your energy around the situation. We've got some energy flowing like a waterfall, kind of with ease. So we are, again, talking about the energy flowing. Wow, look at all these wands. So then we have the Knight of Wands reversed. So you go through this flowing energy, and then it's like ebb and flow. It's like, oh, everything's flowing, and then everything stops, and then something happens, and then everything flows, and then everything stops, and something happens. It's like I can feel some frustration here with that. We've got so many wands. There's so much energy here that's wanting to be contained and directed. And the visual that I'm getting is like, it's not about water, but just with the energy flow, the visual I'm getting is water. And then there's an obstacle. And what happens when there's a rock in the middle of the river? The water kind of encompasses it, goes around it, still continues flowing. And this is also trying to channel that energy into the physical. What does this look like? How do things change physically in my environment? What actual things have to change in order for the energy to continue flowing? But for whatever reason, this divine timing, this is right. This is right energy. The only major arcana we have here so far is that Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is like the universe making you pause, the universe having you stay put for a purpose, a divine purpose. And this is to see things from different perspectives, see things from different angles. Also, a lot of times when I see the Hangman, I feel like there's a divine protection happening. Oh, and the Lover's card just came out. And so I'm talking about divine protection, like the universe can put you on pause for a second so that it kind of helps you to dodge any other kind of energy that would be harmful or hurtful or just hurt you from your divine path in that moment. And then when we're talking about this, the Lover's card pops up, and this is like divine protection together. Together, you're helping each other, and the universe is helping you together. I'm still looking at your energy. Here's an Ace of Cups reverse. This is some disappointment that's going on here. And I feel like part of the disappointment has to do with still trying to figure out what your divine channeling is, wherever it is this pause is taking place. And we've got the 10 of Cups reversed. Somebody's disappointed. There's a full circle that has come and connected back to the start. Yeah, I'm even hearing that song. Who sings that? Let's take it back to the start. Here's the King of Cups reversed. Okay, Aries, I feel like somebody's saying they're disappointing somebody else or they're being disappointed by somebody else. Ugh, okay. So the stop and go. I'm hearing somebody say it is harassing. The stop and go from the universe, it seems like it's harassing me, but there's also some disappointment, or someone feels disappointed, or they're disappointing someone with this stop and go type energy. Ultimately, what it looks like though is learning to see things from each other's eyes, learning to see different situations and feeling out the ebb and flow of it. It is making decisions, it is making compromises. I want to take a look at your person's energy, but we might come back to yours here in a minute. The person that you are thinking of, what is their energy? Here's the Page of Cups reversed. So they're feeling like there's a call that has not been answered, or they've been rejected in some way, and they're feeling defensive or protective of themselves. And here's the Eight of Swords. This person is thinking, kind of like thinking in an old way. They're in old thought patterns. There's a self-imposed prison of the mind here. They're stuck in their old ways of thinking. And they're cutting themselves off. They're so protective of themselves that they're cutting themselves off. They're like, there's some kind of decision that needs to be made or a choice that needs to be made. And they're not making it because they don't feel like they have enough information to make the decision just yet. But it also feels like they're creating a decision to make. I feel like the universe is like, okay, hang in there. Okay, and here's the Queen of Cups reversed. We've got the King of Cups over here reversed. We've got the Queen of Cups over here reversed. We've got the Page of Cups reversed. We've got the Ace of Cups reversed, the 10 of Cups reversed. Like, this is a whole bunch of, it seems like, emotional adjustment, but like really just upset. Everybody's upset with each other. All this energy got you to this place. Oh my God. And now we've got the Knight of Cups reversed. It feels like there's some kind of emotional standstill. Even though all of this energy moved you into this divine right place. Oh, okay. Everybody seems to be upset with everybody. Everybody's frustrated. Everybody's feelings are hurt. Everybody's disappointed. What the hell, Aries? Let's see. All right. Let's take a look at your combined energy, the energy that you share together, because the situation in itself doesn't look bad. It looks like there's some supportive energy here. Ultimately, the divine pair is coming in, but the Queen of Wands is reversed, so she's frustrated with her King of Wands. We even have the divine pair down here, and the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups are both reversed. So it's like the divine pair here, and they're on different pages. Somebody's using lots of energy, somebody's trying to be really practical, and this Two of Cups or this Two of Pentacles over here is trying to help direct that energy. It's trying to help even it out, balance it, focus it. All right, energy that you share. Six of Pentacles. It's like there's one stream of energy and it is not being reciprocated. Oh, here's the Nine of Cups reversed. It's like I have manifested something and it's different than what I thought. It's like one person's giving more than the other. How so? Let's just ask that. How so? You know what? This is what I'll say. There's a painful ending that has come full circle. And I feel like the person who, how is this one person's giving more than the other? I feel like somebody feels that way, thinks that way, but I feel like part of it's because they're thinking with things that were true in the past. Here's the Three of Wands. So there's something about not manifesting together or not manifesting, not being on the same page to manifest the same things, not putting your focus on the same things. So if you're both manifesting, you're manifesting different things instead of combining, which in this case seems like it would be more powerful if you combined your forces. This is moving on from a rough time. I feel like all of this stuff, yeah, there's some kind of synchronicity that's falling into place or that's going to fall into place. All of this stuff is going on, and it's almost like someone's creating. It is Mercury retrograde. So somebody's bringing past things into present time. And there's also all this flow of energy. Somebody wants to go fast, fast, fast when there just needs to be this ease and getting used to different flows of energy, how fast and slow they go. But I do feel like this is going to shift and you're going to move on from difficult waters. It's like a bump in the road and you're going to move on from it. And here's the Devil card. So the Devil card, it can have to do with obsessions. It can have to do with codependence, addictions. It could actually have to do with addiction to each other, but that can be really intense. And that can also could create fear of loss. And people do, protective things when they have this fear of loss. And protective things sometimes feels like pushing somebody away when they actually want them to be there and not leave at all. So sharing this, the Devil is also the Capricorn card. So in a weird way, it is a victory card because Capricorn always gets to the top of the mountain. When they manifest and they focus and they know what they want, they get there. So that's the energy that's there. And I do feel like the two of you are going to move past whatever these differences are. Let's take a look at a possible outcome here, and then we're going to look at energy you don't see coming, Aries. Possible outcome. This is like letting the wall down. The Nine of Wands reversed. It's like releasing the wall, surrendering to the divine, speaking your truth, things coming to the surface, things that you were holding, maybe not speaking, not saying for whatever reason, keeping hidden secrets, but more so, I feel like it's secrets about maybe not talking about your feelings. For somebody, I feel like I wasn't talking about my feelings because I didn't know how to talk about them. And here's the Magician reversed. So somebody's also, yeah, just kind of like what I said, somebody didn't have the tools to be explaining how they were really feeling or what they were really wanting. But I feel like that's going to change because the High Priestess reversed is like, I'm speaking my truth, and my truth is, I don't know how to talk about my feelings. So help me figure out how to do that kind of thing. Like there's going to be a conversation about the conversation. Here's Judgment. So this is again, first of all, being really hard on yourself, which doesn't help. But it's also about being stuck in the past. And it can be that being hard on yourself for things that happened in the past, but also being stuck in your thoughts of the past or the way things were true then versus how they are true now. There's a different truth now. Okay, so it's like there's a conversation about the conversation, and then all of a sudden there's another halt in energy. I'm going to say don't get completely disheartened by that because of Mercury retrograde. Let this stop and go, stop and flow kind of continue to happen through the middle of January. And with that whole hang in there, Hanged Man, I feel like there was a lot of protection energy up here I was feeling too, and actually protection together. So there's something about that. Let's take a look at energy you don't see coming this month. There's this stop and go energy. There's this kind of like throwing your hands up, surrendering, but that lets down the walls so much so that you can talk about talking, which is funny, but happens. Talking about the past, looking forward to the future, moving through to what does this future look like? It's different than it was before. And I feel like that's okay. Distant horizons. So that is future planning. That is collectively looking forward and not separately looking forward. Great fortune. This energy that's coming forward, there's a lot to look forward to. Bad health. Bad health to me is talking about, sometimes it's like bad blood. It can be literal bad health, but what I feel like it is, it's like when you think something's not working or you think something is not, this isn't a healthy pattern, this isn't, you can shift this and change this and see it for what it is and kind of maneuver energy. Here's House, and House is all about calm, safe places. This is a safe place to experiment with all of these changes. And message of concern. I feel like also writing things down instead of having conversations might be helpful because somebody's saying I'm having trouble with my words. So writing things down could be helpful. Okay, I want to take a look at what your angels and guides want to say about this connection. What does your higher self want to say about this connection? What do angels and guides want to tell you about this connection? Awakening. Someone is undergoing a spiritual transformation. I feel like that is very true, even in figuring out how to talk about certain things in the past and things are coming forward into the future. All of that, even being able to think about how things are going to be different in the future, seems like it was different than how you could think about them in the past. Thinking about things for the future have changed. mastery. You've learned the spiritual lesson. So I feel like that's what's going on. You are mastering something. Hang in there. Time apart. Some distance will help bring clarity. I feel like that has happened maybe already because everything else is talking about not being apart. I haven't seen anything that shows me there's a separation. The time apart might also have to do with just having different opinions for a bit or doing things differently for a bit. You're doing them separately or you're doing them apart, but I don't feel like this is physically interference. An external party is intruding on this relationship. The interference with all that stop and go energy, let me take a look at that. Interference, an external party is intruding on this relationship. Part of it can be Mercury because that is like a time of reevaluating, reflecting, looking at everything for what it is, re-looking at the past. But also, why we are looking at the past is because we're comparing it with what's going on in the present and the future. So I want to know a little bit more about this interference or this external party. And here's the Three of Pentacles. So this is talking about doing things. There are a couple things I want to say here. This is talking about doing things in a group, doing things as a team. This is also my therapy card. So sometimes it's talking about actual therapy, a therapist. I gotta say though, in this moment, if there is some kind of therapist, it seems like there's interference here. The external party is interfering. This is also about giving someone accolades or giving someone appreciation. And if you're having issues communicating, if you're only giving appreciation and you're not talking about anything else that needs to be brought up, and I say that because of this high priestess down here, that can be one-sided too. That can be interfering with the truth of the situation. Interference, again, energy, all this stop and go energy, but this has to do with, I feel like the interference has more to do with protection. Somebody's protecting themselves by not saying anything, which isn't helping. Okay, what does your person want to tell you? What does your person want to say to you? You came closer than anyone. I also feel like there's a lot of sensitivity here because there's such a connection. I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. Yeah, this definitely feels like this is a divine connection. It's not an accident. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. I feel like even thinking about that right now is difficult. I regret lying to you. I feel like someone's really keeping their feelings to themselves. And, I feel like also they're keeping their feelings to themselves because for whatever reason, it's not a safe place to speak their truth. But it's like it's something the dam has to break anyway, you know? Okay, let's take a look at your Moonology, Aries. What do your angels and guides want you to know? Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. This is also talking about stepping out of the past and looking toward the future. North Node is your divine potential. And communication is key. There's communication. I want to say that interference too can literally be just non-communication, and that's why a third party comes in and talks about it. I think for some of you, somebody seeing a therapist that's not helping. I'm all for therapy, by the way, so I'm not saying that's for all of you, but the interference, communication is key. Okay. And it's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Stand in your own energy, Aries. Stand in your fiery energy. That King of Wands and all of this fire energy in your reading is talking about your energy aligning and really standing in your truth and standing in your present time timeline. This is a time of like great healing that can happen for you right now because of all of this alignment. That's what I have for you, Aries. I will see you in your next reading. Bye.